Can you cook or bake? Well, if you can't, don't worry, neither can I. My cooking and baking philosophy is simple. Throw in the pot and hope for the best. Have you reached that stage when you don't want to cook anymore, or not interested in baking for fear of failure? Well, don't worry, I'll help you with how to, with basics, slap something really yummy together. Where do we start? Well, I'll be discussing that in detail, plus showing you how to bake your own soda bread. Coming up. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tim here again with another How To with Basics, bringing you the best tips and tricks in getting all those things done in and around the home. So, let's get the show on the road, shall we? Irish soda bread. It is 100% natural and the easiest and quickest of all the breads to make. It uses baking soda as the leavening agent instead of yeast, so it won't leave you with a bloated feeling. The buttermilk in it gives a lovely flavor and adds texture to the bread. The whole wheat content makes it healthier and heartier. It's a good overall source of energy, yet low on carbs. It has a half-filling nature which deters hunger for longer. What I love about it is that you can really experiment with it. You know, by really beefing it up, simply by adding other ingredients to it, such as breakfast oats, an assortment of seeds, or even some raisins in it. There are numerous recipes for soda bread, but most seem so complicated. So we are going to do it the old-fashioned basic way. Now let's get the soda bread going, shall we? Firstly, we'll set the oven to 200 degrees Celsius, and that is around about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Right, that's the oven on the go. Right, now regarding the recipe and the whole the preparation of it, which we're going to go through, I will be putting that in the description below. Okay, we're going to start with 1 3/4 cups of whole wheat flour. Now this can be basically a medium or a coarse ground. I actually prefer the more coarse it is, the more texture that the bread seems to have. Now there's no set exact weighing of anything. We'll go 1 3/4 cups. Now this is your whole meal. That's about 1 1/2. We'll throw a little bit more for a bit of luck. There we go. We've got 1 3/4 cups of that. And then we'll go for 1 3/4 cups of plain flour. Now not self-raising flour, because what happens is that the baking soda that we're going to use, the baking soda will actually work well with the buttermilk. So that does away with the self-raising flour. It has the same effect. There we go. It's one. That's near as damn it to 1 3/4 cups of flour. We'll then go and put in 1 teaspoon of salt. Now the salt is optional, and then we'll go with 1 teaspoon of baking soda or bicarbonate of soda. Now of this, you've just got to make sure when you're taking your teaspoon of that, what I would recommend, take it and just put it into your hand and just flatten it out and make sure that there are no lumps in it, because you don't want lumps. That's going to create a problem when you start your baking. Okay, with our dry ingredients, we have a couple of options here where you can add in an assortment of other things. That's the beautiful thing about soda bread. You can put seeds in, and as I said earlier, raisins, or even oats or breakfast oats, which I normally like to put in, because that just gives a lot of extra texture and flavor to the bread. So here we're going with about 3/4 cup of oats. We'll just mix up our dry ingredients. Just mix it up nicely and get it all well mixed over here. Right, now to our dry mix, we're going to add butter, 2 tablespoons. I reckon that looks good enough. Then just chop it up into slightly smaller pieces, and what we are going to do is take this and just mix this in with the dry mix. Right, let me just put the oats away. We just break up the butter. As we're breaking up the butter, we're just going to mix it up with the dry mix. Now what we are wanting to achieve over here is your mix to come out almost looking like breadcrumbs. Right, we're almost there where our mix is as we're wanting it. Right, there we go. I'm quite happy with that bit of a mix. As you can maybe see, it's a little bit crumbly, which is perfect for what we want. The buttermilk. Now, guys, don't stress. If you don't have buttermilk, or you can't buy buttermilk, right, we're going to go on to the next part of our mix. We'll just take an egg, give it a bit of a whisk up. Now we're going to add the egg to the buttermilk. Now, if you can't buy buttermilk at your local supermarket, don't stress too much. I know you've got to have buttermilk for soda bread, but what you can do is you can make your own buttermilk, because all buttermilk is, it's soured milk. So you can take about 400 mils of normal milk, put a couple of tablespoons of lemon juice in it, give it a stir, and let it stand literally for the day or overnight so it gets up to room temperature. The lemon juice will then sour the milk and basically curdle it. That's what you want. So we'll just mix the egg up with the buttermilk. Good enough. Now, what we'll do is make a well in the center of your dry mix and pour your buttermilk in. Now, I never put all the buttermilk because I do find that it seems to vary a little, and you're going to need that buttermilk later. I'll show you. Going to possibly may need to add a bit more to the mix. Just with a spoon, we'll just turn it in. You see, because what we want to achieve is a nice soft dough. We don't want it sticky, and we don't want it too watery or runny. That's no good. It's got to be a stiff soft mix. Now that's far too dry. Just put a dash more. This may be perfect what we've got here. Starting to take shape. Just keep turning it over. Right. Now this is where I love making a mess. Throwing flour all over. Isn't it wonderful? Because the only problem is you've got to clean it all up afterwards. Right. There's our dough there. And as you could see, you know, what we're wanting is if we shake it around the bowl, the dough will roll around almost like a ball. You see that? That's just what we want. Now we take the dough out, put it on a floured work surface, and we just knead it gently. We don't want to overdo it. Normally just do this. Okay, right, now we're going to take this and we're going to put it onto the tray and pop it into the oven. Now I've just taken the tray and put this paper on, and put your dough on there. Spread it out a little bit. You want it approximately about 8 inches in diameter, which is about 200 millimeters. Approximately yay thick, I think an inch and a half or something. Now that's looking good, looking excellent. Now, what we're going to do is to cut the bread through, or the dough through, almost into four quarters. And it is literally cutting all the way through. And then, of course, tradition says we've got to prick the 4 corners, okay, to let the fairies out, okay, so that they don't curse the bread. Now remember that, you don't want your bread cursed. Okay. Now, what we can do is a little bit of the buttermilk we have left. We're just going to glaze the top of our bread or our dough. Just gives it a nice finish or anything. And then what I do is just take a little bit of oats, sprinkle a little bit of oats here on the top, a little bit of fairy dust, and it works wonders. There we go. Now, what we're going to do is pop this into the oven. I see the light of the oven has gone off. Once the 40 minutes, right, that's the bread now in the oven. We've placed it onto the middle shelf. This is up, guys. We're just going to pop the bread out, stick a sharp knife into it, and then pull it out and check to see if the knife is slightly damp or if it's dry. If it's damp, obviously the bread is not 100% done. If so, we pop it back into the oven for, let's say, another 5 minutes. When we take the bread out of the oven, and I'll show you when we take it out, we'll turn the bread upside down. We'll give it a little knock and a tap underneath at the bottom to listen to it. We should get a nice hollow sound. Likewise, with the nice hollow sound, will also tell us the bread is done. Then we'll take the bread, we'll wrap it in a tea towel and place it upside down. Now this ensures basically a crispy top and a softer bottom when it's upside down, and that's due to its natural steam release whilst it's cooling. Right, I think our time is up. This 40 minutes. Let's have a quick look. Now, you can see how the bread has come out. We just stick the knife into it, pull it out, and that's perfect. Turn the bread over. We give it a little knock on the door, and it's quite hollow inside. No one's home. We'll wrap it up. We will leave it until it's fully cooled, and then we can eat it. But going on to just a couple of last few hints and tips, guys. Soda bread is great for that quick gobble and go in the morning. You know, just grab a few slices, put a bit of butter on it, and have it with your morning coffee. It's brilliant. I find it's also lovely within a day or 2 days later, just lightly toasted bread. It is the perfect match with a nice thick hearty winter soup, or even actually I find when I do a good old Irish stew, but a soda bread with it, it always goes down exceptionally well. If you're having guests coming around, just cut a couple of slices of soda bread, butter it, and put some thin slices of salmon on, and then just a bit of garnish around the edge of the plate and put that out. This then brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have learned something new here today, and if so, please leave a comment below, as your feedback is very important in improving the overall quality of the material being presented. If you know someone that could benefit from this video, then please share it with them, as your help and support is really appreciated. Now, don't forget to click the thumbs up button below, subscribe, hit the bell if you haven't already done so, and I'll see you next time with another How To with Basics video. Bye!